We have a weird way of talking about climate change. Actually, that's a lie. We have many weird ways of talking about climate change. But there's one way in particular that's been bugging me lately, and that's how we talk about the cost of the crisis. You see, we leave out vital details, and frankly, our conversations end up sounding like this.
Well, it looks great. I mean, it's really very red. Well, yes, I can see that you're a real car expert. And I guess the redness means it can go very fast. 0 to 30 in 5.6. And slow down even faster. Oh no, this one just speeds up. Wait, what? This car doesn't have any brakes. But doesn't it need brakes to be safe? Yes, I definitely see your point, and of course, safety is our top priority. We've just found that brakes are a little too expensive. But that is ridiculous. What do you do when you're going fast then? Just keep on going. Really, stopping the situation would just be bad for the economy of this car dealership. Well, this is ludicrous. Look, no one else who's bought our cars has had any complaints. Or at least if they have, they haven't been able to let us know. Oh my God.
Now, most of us would agree that the costs of brakes are a very good investment. Firstly, of course, the cost of brakes are nothing compared to the cost of a car crash. And secondly, the costs of a car crash aren't just financial. You risk serious injury, or worse. All of this seems so obvious that it feels ridiculous to even mention it. But all too often, this gets left out of the climate change conversation. We often hear commentators, whether that's journalists or politicians, arguing that stopping climate change would be too expensive, without even mentioning what spending that money would save. It makes watching the news like this. And joining us for comment on this story is the Minister for Education. Good morning, Minister.
Good evening.
Minister, thousands of children and young people have taken to the streets to demand that this government do something to stop schools spontaneously collapsing. What do you have to say to them?
Well, of course, this government hears what these children are saying.
About their schools spontaneously collapsing?
Well, yes, about that. But of course, this government cannot support the children taking to the streets in this way, when really, of course, they ought to be in school.
In the schools which are spontaneously collapsing?
Yes, exactly, possibly. But further than that, of course, this government would love to help, but unfortunately, the solution is just far too expensive.
Yes, that is an excellent point, Minister. Expensive. Well, in that case, no further questions. This is fantastic journalism. This obviously doesn't make any sense. For collapsing schools or for climate change, it's clear that doing nothing won't cost nothing. It's notoriously tricky to work out how much climate change or stopping it would cost. And there's plenty of disagreement on the right approach to do this. But one thing is clear, and that's that huge rises in extreme weather, sea level rise, areas of the world made unlivable, food scarcity, conflicts, all these things cost money and lives. What's more, stopping climate change comes with a host of other economic benefits too, whether that's saving millions from air pollution or encouraging efficiency and innovation. It's clear that decarbonising the planet would have other impacts as well. Plus, we haven't even mentioned the direct ways in which the energy transition could benefit our economies, whether that's through the creation of jobs or through stopping huge fossil fuel subsidies. Look, the truth is that stopping climate change will be expensive, but when you hear people complaining about these costs, remember this: if you don't think we can afford climate action, what on earth makes you think we can afford climate change? In case you missed it, the most important climate change report for the best part of a decade came out a couple of weeks ago. You can watch my summary video over here, and while you're clicking on things, you can subscribe and become a patron over on Patreon if you want to support the channel. Okay, until next time. Bye.
Is that good acting?